What's going on, guys? It's me, Trooper, and I am here to bring you the very first episode of Esports Drive's monthly Gears of War recap. Now, I know it can be a little difficult keeping up with esports titles in general, especially multiple esports titles, between all the roster changes, all the tournaments, and community news. I'm going to bring you guys this series where everything is going to be packaged neatly for you guys to digest, and I want to keep on letting you guys in on what I have been immersed in with the Gears esports community. So, I think the perfect place to start for that would be Las Vegas.
It feels amazing to be back in Vegas.
I mean, Sin City, I love it.
My hope for this event is to just come to Vegas and win.
Now, I know the Las Vegas Open took place in April, but I'm going to include it in this recap anyway because it was one of the more pivotal events that Gears of War Esports has ever had. Optic Gaming have been reigning supreme for the past 2 seasons, non-stop, taking every single championship but one, and that was Mexico City of last year. If you actually talk to anybody that went to the Las Vegas Open this year, they would tell you the same thing that I heard multiple times, that the vibes going around there were a little not what we were used to. That it looked like that there was going to be a mix-up of epic proportions. Optic Gaming came in 4th at Las Vegas, which is completely unheard of because in their entire existence in Gears of War Esports, they have never even missed the grand finals. But instead, they came in 4th and Ghost Gaming took home the championship at the Las Vegas Open. They have been together for the entirety of the season with no major roster changes at all and have been working and improving and building, and it has really paid off for them. They actually took on a new coach at the end of November by the name of Fatal Strike. Fatal Strike took the coaching duties for Ghost Gaming a week before the Dallas Open, which was the very first event of the 2nd season. Only had a week to get him ready. They ended up placing 3rd at the event. Also, on the Vegas flight, going to the Vegas event, he actually sat next to one of the Gears Esports observers, the Cleaner HD, and told him, guaranteed, that they were going to win the event, and ran down all of the reasons why, on the flight there, why the Ghost Gaming was going to pull off the victory and win the championship. I personally witnessed an extremely focused Ghost Gaming team in Las Vegas because we ended up touring the esports arena in the Luxor Casino, and I saw Ghost Gaming and Ronin scrimming there on that Friday night of the event. Ghost Gaming had an amazing run in pool play, actually came back from a 6-3 on a tiebreaker map on Reclaimed, and actually remained undefeated in the pools with that comeback, and then ended up going on to only losing a single map in the entire tournament, and that was on Lift against Fable. And surprisingly enough, they ended up beating Fable in the grand finals on Lift.
Trying to regroup with the teammate, Grim. He needs to get identities. He survives the boom shot. He goes down, and Ghost Gaming wins Vegas.
A big congratulations goes out to Ghost Gaming, Speedies, Sleepies, Rushies, Ribs, Identives, and Fatal Strike, because with the 3rd placing in Dallas, placed 2nd in the next major, Mexico City, and then placing 1st in Las Vegas, it's definitely well deserved. The team that took 2nd at Las Vegas was Fable, and they are by far the best European team right now in Gears of War. Fable won every 2K between Mexico and Las Vegas except for one, and actually won the 2K going into EGL Sheffield, where they took 1st place by not dropping a single map in the entire tournament. They've only lost 3 2Ks as a team, with their core being Phelpsy, Hydro, and Crazed. They've been together with Fable since the beginning, and they actually brought on Crimson and Marsh a little bit later, and improved since their top 16th place in Dallas by actually securing 4th in Mexico and then 2nd here in Las Vegas. Now, Ronin placed 3rd in Las Vegas, formerly known as Splice, and they've had their core formation of their squad since late 2017 between Adverse, Decenite, Chaos, and Sleeper. Their 5th being Monkeys, who they added sometime in the middle of March, and they definitely wanted to have somebody that can complete the team since they only finished top 12 in Mexico City back in January. They were the official team to knock Optic out of the tournament at the Las Vegas Open.
Optic have 3 down here, boys. They have 3 down. Presently, Chaos is going to get the boom shot onto Icy. This is huge. No. This could be it. They're pushing forward. Domination in 5 seconds.
No.
Deny it though. They're pushing forward. So
it's happening.
It's happening. I can't believe it. No. Ronin eliminates Optic Gaming from the Gears of War Pro Circuit. Las Vegas Open. The 5-time champions have been knocked off of their pedestal.
For the first time ever, Optic Gaming placed outside of top 2.
Now, Optic Gaming went into Las Vegas with their usual 5 of Explosives, Summons, Mental, Kenny, and Icy. Kenny and Icy, they have since left Optic Gaming, but we'll get to that in a minute. Optic only dropped a single map in pool play at Las Vegas against Motivate, and it just so happened to be on Lift, Optic's first ever loss on Lift. Motivate actually had a 3-0 lead at one point, then a 5-3 lead, and then once Optic was about to win the map and they came back to take a 6-5 lead, there was suddenly a technical difficulty.
All right, so something seems to have occurred on our end. I don't know if the players, seems like the players are not in game at this point in time.
Motivate then went on to win the next 2 rounds and the map, going into the next map Foundation where they almost won again, ended up losing 7-6, and then Optic ended up coming out on top on the tiebreaker map Reclaimed. That reminds me of Super Bowl 47 with the Ravens and the 49ers, where the Ravens were just crushing the Niners, the power went out, and then all of a sudden, the Niners started coming back, and then the Ravens just finished it off right at the end, right when you thought that there might have been some other sort of entity that could be forcing the outcome. What I find most interesting about that 7-6 tiebreaker that Optic beat Motivate on was not the fact that Motivate was only a single round away from beating Optic, but if Optic had lost against Motivate, that would have changed the scope of the whole tournament, because in the championships bracket, you would have ended up having Motivate take on Fable, and Ghost Gaming would have took on Optic. But instead, Optic squeaked out that win, Motivate went on to face Ghost, and Optic went on to face Fable EU. Ghost Gaming and Optic Gaming never crossed paths once in the entirety of the Las Vegas Open. I want to take a little dive into the open bracket for Las Vegas because I also like highlighting and showcasing some of the teams that might not get too far into the tournament. Majestic Unicorn Sky Pirates? Why couldn't they win the championship? I just like that name, like personally. Like, imagine going to an event, you see all these team names, all these organizations, and like, what if the pool play? What if you saw Optic Gaming, Echo Fox, E-United, Majestic Unicorn Sky Pirates? Now, going through a little bit more of the open bracket, I ended up coming across a team by the name of God's Plan that ended up winning in the first round. Or, wait a minute. No, they didn't. They lost in the first round, actually. According to the bracket on the Smash.gg website, they actually lost in the first round, but the final graphic from the event has them as the winners in the first round. This was just a little bit of the coalition just doing what they can to help the team's God's plan. Except they did even it out, I think, when they make you appear to be the only team that loses on a single map. Unfortunately, they couldn't get past Vex Gaming and their run ended there, but, I mean, could you just imagine if the Coalition just handed out championships to everybody like it was God's plan?
I don't wanna die for them to miss me. Yes, I see the things that they wishing on me. Hope I got some.
But that pretty much wraps everything up for the last couple months of the Gears Esports scene, and the only thing left to do now is to tell you guys to make sure you go to the next event in New Orleans. It is going to be the biggest event that Gears of War has ever held, and not only because it's Gears of War, this is going to be a joint event with Gears of War and Halo. We have not seen this in almost 10 years, so it is not going to be an event that you want to miss. I hope to see you guys there, and until next time, guys, thank you for checking out the first episode of the Esports Drive monthly Gears of War recap. I am Trooper, and I am sure glad I smashed that controller.